Seiken Densetsu 3 for the Super Nintendo, or Trials of Mana in its official English name, is a sequel to the SNES classic Seiken Densetsu 2, or Secret of Mana in its official English name, which was in itself a sequel to the first Seiken Densetsu, or Final Fantasy Adventure in its official English name. Alright, did you get all that? By the way, Seiken Densetsu literally means the Legend of the Holy Sword. Anywho, all games were developed by Squaresoft, so you can be transformed into Moogles in all three of them. I think they really love Moogles over there at Squaresoft. I did not play the remake, and I don't intend to, as I really wanted to play the original Trials as a continuation of the previous ones. In any case, after playing through the first two games, which I liked enough, but was not enamored with, even their music was pretty disappointing, I finally got to the third game in the Mana series, and oh boy, what an improvement Trials of Mana was. The pros. For one, the gorgeous sprite artwork from the second game comes back, dare I say even better than before, and I mean just look at that. I'm a sucker for pixels and sprites, so this pleased me greatly. Graphics wise, I don't think I could have asked anything more from this game. As for the music, the soundtrack is miles and above, beyond what is found in the previous two games, in my opinion, of course. And there are so many good tracks to choose from that play throughout the game that you'll definitely want to add them to a playlist afterward. I don't know what they've done with the soundtrack in the remake, but I absolutely love it here. At the beginning of the game, you have to choose blind 3 out of 6 characters the game presents to you. No information, no data, no stats. You just randomly choose 3 characters out of 6 available. What's pretty cool about this is that the game story will change slightly depending on who you choose, and you'll end up finding one of 3 possible final bosses with your party, as well as play through some character stories you wouldn't see had you chosen other characters. This is a great incentive to replay the game should you wish to ever do so, but perhaps the changes in the overall narrative are too small to warrant going through a 24-hour JRPG a second time. Well, if, of course, not knowing what you missed doesn't drive you crazy, still, the fact that the option is even there is great. There are also class changes for your characters available at one point. Every character can change classes twice, but unless you look into a guide to know what the classes do, you'll have to pick blind there too. Still, it's a welcome addition to the game unless your characters gain new spells and abilities. They also get a sweet palette swap, which automatically makes them look better because color. The nude. The battle system has also significantly improved. With the charging removed, the battles are now so fast when you do physical attacks anyway. The magic system is still a problem, as it not only takes way too long to cast a spell, but too often, magic spamming is a viable strategy, slowing down fights considerably. Some enemies and bosses will also respond to your magic spells with powerful counterattacks, some of which are one-hit kills, so save often. Even if the battles are a clear improvement over the previous 2 games, they still present some problems in the form of their magic spells. Item management can also be a little annoying, though it's not that bad. While you can now buy weapons and armor for your comrades with a single character, you cannot sell anything unless you stop talking to the merchant, pick the character who carries the weapon you want to sell, switch characters again, and rinse and repeat. I don't know why they didn't make it possible for a single character to sell everything at once, but it's fine. You can also only carry 9 of a single type of item on you at any time, so a diversity of healing items is of the essence for boss battles. Also notable is that the 3 characters I chose at the beginning of the game were all devoid of any healing spells. Out of the 6 available, only 3 can never learn healing spells, and I chose all 3 that never learn any. So I spent the entire game burning through healing items to survive. And in case you're wondering, my characters were Riaz, Angela, and Hawkeye. The cons. The game has many notable glitches, such as the dexterity stat, which is almost 100% useless since it was apparently not programmed properly into the game. In fact, it remains useful for one character only. The luck stat is similarly useless as it doesn't work in battles as intended and only remains useful for the treasure chest roulette that gives you random items. dying can be brutal in this game, and save points are not always available. Playing this on the Nintendo Switch meant I had access to save states, so it considerably reduced the difficulty level of the game. There's nothing more crushing than suddenly dying to random enemies after some time spent grinding, or losing to a boss battle with a faraway save point. And the verdict is... Ultimately, I really enjoyed my time with Trials of Mana. SNES JRPGs are a particular brand of video games, and you often have to be patient as they don't offer the same convenience found in modern games. Still, I did have some degree of extra convenience anyway, thanks to the super useful save states. The music truly impressed me, as it did others that watched me stream the game, and the faster pace of the game and the stunning artwork made for a very enjoyable ride in this third foray into the world of Mana. My rating for this game is 7.5 boots by the bed out of 10.